Greetings, Jay Stone here, Cap and Ball Fanatic channel. On this week's video, we're announcing the winners of the 2024 Harden Hickok Great Playing Card Shootout. So today we're going to take a look at the top 5 winners and all of the honorable mentions. If you stick around till the end, we'll talk about what's coming next because we're going to have some more really cool challenges and we aren't going to wait a year. Stay with us. All right, so before we announce the winners, let's recap where we're at here. About a year ago, I put out a video on the original Harden Hickok Playing Card Challenge video. And that time I had said we were going to have a competition in the summer of 2024. Well, September rolled around. I was prompted by a couple of my viewers to, hey, when are we going to shoot playing cards? So here we go. That's where we at. So we gave you until September 30th, which is about a week ago, to submit your entries. And I had, between multiple entries from individuals and unique entries, over 30 entries into this competition. So I want to congratulate you all for that. So without waiting any longer, let's go through and take a look at the top 5 winners of the Great Playing Card Shootout. David Sawyer from Idaho. Here is David Sawyer's entry right here. In second place, we had a tie. The first second place finisher is John Goebel from Wisconsin. Here is John's entry right here next to me. And tied for second is Ernie Ortega from Florida. So let's take a look at Ernie's entry right here. Third place was Christopher Binns from Central Maine. He submitted multiple entries and all of them were excellent, but here is the one that I judged to be the best that got him into third place in the competition. All right, fourth place, and this was our single-shot muzzle-loading pistol entry, was Larry Hentz from Idaho. Check out how accurate Larry was with that single-shot bad boy. There is Larry Hentz's entry that got him into fourth place. In fifth place, we had another tie. First fifth place winner was a gentleman who entered a little late, but not past the deadline, and I'm sure glad he did. What a nice guy. His name is Mark Smith out of the great state of Texas. Mark, here is your entry right here. And our fifth place tie was a bit of a late judgment on my call because I overlooked his entry on email, and that's my fault. But I found it. He has a certificate on his way, so he ends up tied for fifth, and that is Craig Fischel from North Carolina. So there are our top 5 finishers with 2 ties. So there are 7 certificates on their way to y'all. Congratulations, great shooting. I bet many of you avid followers of the channel will remember this cap and ball revolver. This is my 1851 London Navy Bayou Birdie. Y'all remember, this is the one that fell apart when I was shooting at the NMLRA spring shoot back in June. Well, I told you then that I have a friend who can work on these things, who's a tool and die guy and precision, and so I took this down to him and he worked his magic, and I've had it back for a little while and I've decided I'm going to try to shoot it today, but it might be getting retired because when we took it down there and laid it out on the bench, I found out that the arbor is kind of loose. That big base pin on the Colts is kind of loose, and that's probably what what probably led to some of these problems in the first place. So I'm not sure if I'm going to keep shooting it. I've loaded it down a little bit. I'm shooting 15 grains of 3F black powder today with a 380 round ball and a wad. I'm just going to shoot at least 6 at Big Orange back there at about 20 yards. And either I'll figure out that it's safe enough for me to shoot once in a while, or I'll retire it for parts. I'll remember how much I liked the grip on these things. And one of these days, I might even consider ordering another one. Did I say that? I said before I would never do that again. But, I miss it. It's my favorite gun. Remember, I have almost a weird relationship with this 1851 Navy, London Navy by Uberti. So let's put 6 on it. Hope the gun doesn't fall apart in the middle of this. All right, there we go. That's my channel update. The 1851 Uberti London Navy. My broken apart gun from the NMLRA Shoot. It still shoots straight, but it's pretty wobbly. So I think this one's going to be retired. So you've met the top 5 finishers with ties, but we had another dozen entries that didn't finish in the top 5. But the difference between those that put 6 on their cards, which was most of them, and those who won the competition and won the stickers was minuscule. So here we go. For the rest of the entries, I am going to list all of their names and their locations if I have it right now. So there you have it. The winners and the honorable mentions from the first 2024 Great Playing Card Shootout, the Harden Hickok Great Playing Card Shootout. And I can't tell you how much I appreciate you all taking the time and the energy to practice, to shoot, submit, and being great sports about the whole thing. So I want you to know, we do have more playing card challenges coming. I'm thinking every quarter. I'm thinking we aren't going to wait a year. I'm thinking we'll do this every 3 or 4 months. But I am going to change the rules a little bit because I learned something during this competition. And what I learned is that people were hesitant, I believe, and I heard from some, they were hesitant if they couldn't get 6 shots on a card to submit their entries because they knew they weren't going to win. I think a lot of folks, and it's okay, I learned it the hard way too, thought this was going to be a whole lot easier than it was. And so people hitting it 5 times and 4 times or 3 times is the best they could do. And there's no shame in that because 99% of the time, my best cards are 5 and 4. I've only had a couple of 6s. So I thought, you know what? We've got to get people to submit their entries well, and we'll reward you for it. So in the future playing card shootouts, we're going to pay the top 5 placers with 6 on the card. We're going to pay the top 3 places with 5 on a card. We're going to send a sticker to the top 3 places with 4 on a card and to the top 3 places with 3 on a card. That's what we're going to do to encourage everybody to submit and encourage everybody to try and everybody to take their best shot. So that's coming down the road. Now, David Sawyer, our ultimate winner here, sent me a historic competition based on Wild Bill Hickok Shootout back in the day. It's a different shoot challenge, but it's easily doable. I'm not going to tell you what that is right now because that one's coming, and that will be our next competition coming up shortly. I'm talking within a couple of months. Listen, this was a blast. This turned out much better than I ever dreamed it could possibly do. I can't thank all of you enough for not only submitting your entries, but the feedback and the sharing of the competition with your friends. I really appreciate it. I think you're going to love this next one. So, Jay Stone again, thanks again for participating. We've got more videos coming, and we'll see you again on down the road the next time.